Call on people. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to ask the question, and what I want you to do is respond. You guys can respond to each other. You can talk to each other. We're just going to have a conversation about these big questions. And, of course, there's extra points for anyone who can relate the big questions to our text, the text that we've read. So if you can refer back to anything that we've read thus far, we've got extra points there, okay? First question is going to be, are people always treated fairly in our society? Are people always treated fairly in our society? No need to raise your hands, just go with it.
People aren't really treated fairly. I remember back in the yellow wallpaper when the lady was considered mentally ill, how she was kind of isolated from the rest of the population of people, and she wasn't really given all the rights that regular people have. So I don't think that they were treated fairly.
Turner, it seemed that those who were thought of as a minority, such as women or mentally ill people or African Americans, they were isolated. Like in the Women of Brewster Street, they were isolated in an apartment building that basically separated them from everyone else. And in the yellow wallpaper, she was kept in the attic of a house.
To distinguish how people are treated isn't natural ways. The reasons are the race and status, but those are man-made categories, which is enforced by people who naturally feel that they are superior. And so their treatment and their, whether it's poorly or better, is based solely on how the people, whoever feel like they were there first or claim superiority, are the ones that dictate how those people are judged and treated. And since the most popular text is yellow wallpaper, because society believed that those who were mentally unhealthy, that they wouldn't be able to function as normally, they were treated that they had to be handled all the time. And those who were of color were seen as less for the randomest of reasons. They then took that treatment because people who were white or other colors or whatever, they decided that they were better, therefore they had the right to treat them like that.
Question there. Is the American dream attainable for all individuals? First, that will require us to analyze exactly what the American dream is. And then second, let's really think about it. Is it attainable for all individuals?
What the American dream is considered to be is the fact that everybody who comes to America can automatically have the same rights, the same amount of wealth, the same amount of social status, but then we all know that that's not true. Especially when you come, especially as an immigrant, when you come from another country, America sometimes tends to be ethnocentric sometimes. So you tend to be isolated because of that. Due to something like 9/11, any Muslim or somebody that you see will automatically, most of the time, be isolated because of something like that happened. And again, with blacks, Hispanics, with the whole border situation.
Ethnocentric. Ethnocentric. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. Someone who knows what it means. Tori's excited over there. Yes. Tori, would you tell us what ethnocentric?
You feel like only one idea is right, only your culture is right. Anything other than that is wrong. The only identity is your identity, and any other ideas are rejected from any other society, any other type of people.
This is a part of someone's reality, and I can assure you that that reality is not alien to Cedar Hill, okay? So it's not like this is stuff that's going on in Chicago or in, you got to go all the way to Oak Cliff or somewhere to get it. These are things that are happening in this community. All right, and when you get over to CBC, you're going to be surrounded by people who have different realities than you do. How will this, knowing these things, inform your perspective moving forward? And then also, when you've decided what you want to do with your lives after you leave with your associate's degree and you're going to college or you're choosing a major or you know your major, who is it that you want to help? So has this informed your perspective at all?
Well, I've pretty much said I want a PhD in psychology, and so that can tie back to helping those who are mentally disturbed, but also for those who suffer with emotional aspects, with problems and things that come with perhaps poverty or other ideas. It makes me feel even more excited for my future, knowing that I might be able to be the reason that could help people who perhaps go through something like Luciella did with losing a child or having been in an abusive relationship. I'm knowing that by going into my career that I might be able to help be that reason that they get to move on with their lives, and it makes me understand that this really is real, and I know that these people are coming to me what they're going through, and that it's not so rare, and that I'll be able to perhaps understand a bit more of people who I'm actually talking to, instead of being just that person who's sitting there with no idea and having to just give advice to something I don't understand.
I guess what I found at the end was both women, something happened and they were liberated. And I want to grow up and become a fighter pilot in the Air Force. So I won't see myself as a soldier, but as a liberator, a freer of people who are oppressed or whatever, you know? Like, if they need help, they call the Air Force and I could help them. And I think that's how I could tie those two together, my future and these two stories.
You said you see yourself as a liberator. That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand here, because that's, in essence, what you are. So when you reflect on the Battle Royale, after you read it, and you reflect on the idea of the talented 10, please know that when you're put in a position to be successful, right? Humility says that it's not all about you. You're a liberator. And so when you move forward, the goal is to move a people forward. Does that make sense? Okay?